Okay, people, we are live. There we go. There we go. Took a minute for that to actually kick in. All right. As you guys are coming in, let me know that you can hear me and see me, because we definitely got some interesting topics to talk about. Because I got some questions. Okay. So y'all let me know that you can hear me, and then we're going to get right on into it, because Peter out here in trouble. Uncle Ben out here then got arrested. And that's telling me a lot more than I even ever needed to know about them. Yes, we get here to see you perfect. All right, so first story. We're gonna actually come and talk about this lady right here. Y'all remember this Wonder Bread? Do y'all remember this Wonder Bread? We got that Wonder Bread news. We got that Wonder Bread. Want the bread, want the bread, want the bread, we got that Wonder Bread news, that stale ass news, that ugly news, that unseasoned news, that Brazzers news, that blacked news, that interracial news. I'm gonna sing that white cooch ass news. We got that Wonder Bread, that Wonder Bread news. And bitch, I held that note. Now, Miss Megan here, after having her own version of Blacked in Tennessee at her job, this was a police officer. She was supposed to go to work to serve and protect, but she went to suck and slurp and swallow. She was supposed to defend the land with her body, and instead she defended it with all three holes: her mouth, her coochie, and her ass. She turned her husband into a cuck, even though he was very cuck-like from the beginning, for your wife to even feel comfortable with doing this. She was not a cute white woman. She was not an average white woman. She was very below average looking. But because she was in a male-dominated space, police station, because, you know, she was white, the ninjas couldn't wait to run some cock up in her. Because if there's one thing about us brothers, we will stick our cock in anything. Come on now, can we keep it real? Can we keep it real? She got on her knees every day, and it wasn't to pray before she went out, you know, in the field. She just got on her knees to suck some field Negro penis. She gave plenty of BJs, hand jobs, recorded it too. Had a whole little group chat going, and even let a little Mexican run up in her. He hopped right over the Rio Grande and got up in her. You know the Mexicans can jump over any hurdle. No word if the Mexican went behind the BBC or in front of the BBC. As a matter of fact, while she's trying to now sue the department, saying that they coerced her into getting a train ran on her, saying that they low-key assaulted her. How Carolyn Bryant of you. Except this ain't 1932 and them niggas ain't Emmett Till, bitch. You wore a horny thought that got a job in the all-black department because you know black niggas ain't got no standards. And you were able to get your rocks off, probably raw, with no condom used. You was probably cream pie to turn you into a human Twinkie. Make this whole middle name hostess with the mostest. You knew. Because see, when I look at you, Megan, because that's her name, Megan, with no edges, a receding hairline, got that fat old Caucasoid head from the mountain of Caucasus. Got that big old forehead that was big enough for 2-3 BBCs to slap you in the face. When I look at that forehead, I see a cum chaser. With them yellow ass teeth. Got the nerve to be on your knees sucking D with them yellow ass teeth. Bitch, I know you had health insurance. I should arrest you for wasting the taxpayers' dollars. I ain't mad at you getting some D at work. I'm mad that I'm paying tax money for you to at least get them yellow ass teeth cleaned. All that nut you got that then seeped all up into your gums. I know your breath stink, and I know you don't season your food. Now she claiming she was groomed. She a whole grown ass woman, and now she claiming she was being groomed. So, as you guys know, all of the dudes that was running trains on her, they including the sergeant, the police department ended up firing them once the videos and the pictures and the story was leaked. And it's not just the fact that the employees were having coitus with one another, because although if this was like 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago, all those Negroes would have been hung, and those cocks would have been cut. They lived to see another day. Now they lived to see another day in the unemployment line, but they lived to see another day nonetheless. Anyway, with that being said, she claimed she was groomed. She claimed she was exploited. And now she is suing the police department. She is 26 years old and filed a federal lawsuit. Why do they always do this? Why do they always say they can't find the apartment? Hold up, y'all. I'm sorry. I got to answer this damn text. I got Instacart on the way. Of course, they come now. Simple instructions. Simple instructions. Anyway, with that being said, this lawsuit also goes on to accuse the cops of sharing tips on the best ways to manipulate and exploit her. So as the cops, had their group chat and they was sending the videos, the blowjob videos, the blow bang videos back and forth to one another, that is not being used against them as a means of their way of manipulating her and basically forcing her to do something she didn't want to do. That's a hard ass 26. That's Wonder Bread. That is very much a stale, moldy, rolled hard, and hung up wet. She look like she don't even use a washcloth when she wash her ass. She just use her hands. Put a little dish soap on it, put it in the crack of her ass. Anyway, those Negroes should have knew. You should have knew it. You should have knew, because your life is over. Baby, it is over. All right, moving right along from that. Do y'all remember this story here? Football player Zac Stacy and his white baby mama. Her name is Kristen. Do y'all remember that video? That football player throwing that girl all around the house in that junky ass house. They didn't even have like a divider. It had like a shower curtain as a divider. I was like, damn, that's a poor ass NFL player. Like, good Lord, if you gonna, at least mess up your social class status, at least get a football player that can have you in a nice house that's not junky as hell. When the thing that's most valuable in the house outside of your life is the damn 80-inch TV. They had an 80-inch screen TV that he damn near threw her ass into in the shower curtain dividing one room from the other. It definitely gave trailer. It definitely gave hood. It definitely gave something you would see on the episode of Cops. Anyway, with that being said, he was sentenced to 6 months. And instead of Kristen taking this time to pack up her life, move on, get full custody, get a restraining order, and never see this Negro again, she takes to her phone, the one that he threw and knocked and bopped and whopped upside the head with it, and wanted to defend him. So we're going to listen to it, and then we're going to come back.
So that he would get arrested. I advocated for domestic violence victims because I'm a survivor, and not a lot of people understand that difficulty that we go through in balancing the safety for ourselves and what's right for our children. This is not some man that just walked up off the street and did this to me. I have to speak to this man and exchange a child and co parent with this man for the rest of my life. And thankfully, because the law didn't offer much protection, he decided to change. So, through cognitive behavioral therapy, he was able to make a significant before all of this happened to me, an adjustment in his behavior and communication. And over the last 6 months, he's consistently shown an improvement, as well as our son enjoying spending time with him. My concern was our son and what kind of psychological effect it would have on him having his father gone for 6 months or more. I'm an advocate for mental health, and I will continue to be an advocate for mental health because once you deal with your trauma and learn proper coping skills, you can change. An adjustment in his behavior and communication. And over the last 6 months, he's consistently
Okay. So I
shown.
can't even show y'all all of that. I can't even show y'all all of that, but you get the point. At this point, Miss Becky, at this point, Miss Becky, Miss Catherine, Miss Kristen, whatever you want to call yourself, she needs to familiarize herself with the cycle of abuse. This is exactly what happens. You know, they come down off the high of beating you damn near to death, then want to apologize, then want to give you some of the best love making you guys have ever had. Things will be smooth sailing for a while, only for him to turn around and do it again. She has not learned her lesson, and she is going to have to learn the hard way. Miss Kristen, when God brings you out of something and you hop back in the frying pan, I mean, you may make it out, you may not, but just know that next ass whooping you get when he do get out of jail, that might be the one that puts you in the ground. This is why I tell y'all ladies all the time, I know it's hard not to get emotional when you see these kinds of stories. I know it's hard not to get emotional even when you see your friends and family members going through situations like this. But a lot of times when you be seeing these women in these DV situations, baby, it's because they want to beat her. That man been beating her ass. He didn't just start. You just found out about it. You just saw it for the first time. That's all that. Oh, this is the first time she done told you, but she been getting her ass beat and she ain't gonna leave you. You'll hop in it. You will fight him. You'll get in the middle of it. You will get hurt. You will get cussed out, all for her just to go back to him. We didn't all gave her sympathy for her to basically try to make excuses for him. I do not have sympathy for her. Do not ask me to feel anything. He's beat her damn near to death. Point blank in the period. I don't have no I don't have no sympathy for stupidity. That man beat you half to death and you trying to make excuses for him? No, ma'am. All right. Moving right along from that. Okay. Last story. Peter Thomas facing criminal charges, according to the neighborhood talk, for allegedly choking a female at his restaurant, Bar One in Baltimore. Now, here's the crazy thing. As I'm reading the comments, people in the comments are saying he been pissy drunk. They said he was just pissy drunk at the Whiskey Mistress in ATL 3 weeks ago. They saying that this is nothing new. But let me just say this before we get into it. Speaking of abuse and, men laying their hands on women, ladies, y'all better start carrying out here. You better start carrying. You better keep it in your purse. Learn how to shoot it. And when these men, period, get out of line, shoot their ass. And when you start shooting enough of them, they gonna learn to keep their hands to themselves. Point blank in a period. So this is what happened. Peter Thomas was in his bar up there, Bar One in Baltimore. Uncle Ben here. Now I don't know if he was mad because he it wasn't no Uncle Ben Rice left in the restaurant. Who knows? But he got pissy drunk per usual. One of his bartenders was also having dinner with some of her friends, who also happens to be the niece of Tammy Rivera. So Tammy Rivera finna get on his ass next too. Anyway, I digress. The bartender noticed that her boss, aka Peter, Patricia, is drunk as hell. The bartender makes a comment about it. Peter don't like it, and he choked her ass up like Biggie choked Lil' Kim in Notorious B.I.G. when she threatened to go and tell Faith that she was fucking He then proceeded to choke her, and she had to scream and beg for the other employees to jump in and break it up. This is nothing new. Apparently, according to the comments, this is not out of his character. And I can absolutely see seeing this happen. If he was that comfortable to choke her up in front of everybody, I don't give a damn how drunk he was. He been hitting on females. He been hitting on his employees. And now we need the SA victims to come out too, because allegedly there might be some of those too. All right. In addition to that, Cynthia, I need you to bring your wig, your cheekbones, your chin, your defined jawline, your waist that you're trying to get back snatched, your booty that's stiff as hell, and them 6 foot long ass legs. I need you to come to the front of the stage, and we need to know, was he whooping your ass when you was with him? That's what we need to know. We're gonna call it a day, people. I'm gonna go get my food here. I'll talk to y'all in a little bit. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care.